toxic work environment and how to know when it's time to leave your job. I would say to look for another job. You should look for another job, get it before you leave your job. Anyway, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Reads a famous viral quote one might come across when looking for motivation. Unfortunately, not everyone is lucky enough to relate to these words. The pandemic times are tough enough and as it is, and to deal with a job that tries you out on top of that, be it quite a poor leadership, toxic work environment, or whatever the things going on, the psychological games going on, and the cliques, or lack of work-life balance can be overwhelming. However, sometimes a line between toxic and just stressful may be thin, and one should carefully consider all options before quitting, of course. So what is a toxic job and what are the red flags that may indicate that it's time to leave? How to distinguish. Not all jobs are sunshine and rainbows, as we all have to deal with deadlines, irritating clients, colleagues, the fact that someone might never learn how to heat up their fish without turning the office into a hell for everyone with a sense of smell. However, there are certain things that may indicate you might want to reconsider your career choices. And one of the most important things, according to Laurie Dothwaite, a lecturer in psychological interventions at the University of Central Lancashire, is a work-life balance, saying you should still be able to enjoy your life, switch off from work when you are at home or on a holiday, and you should still enjoy going to work most of the time, she says, noting that a toxic work environment would affect your mental health and well-being on a daily basis. Among other things to be on the lookout for, Dothwaite outlines bullying and harassment, an unmanageable workload, lack of support, and poor leadership. If you experience one or more of these things on a daily basis, then you have totally found yourself in a toxic environment. Dothwaite says, if this is the case, you need to find a way to either change the environment or remove yourself from it. Stress, sleep deprivation, and constant pressure do no good for your body, not only mentally but physically as well. In 2016 study by Stanford University, they found that poor management and toxic work environments in U.S. companies accounted for up to 8% of annual health costs. Per the study, some 120,000 excess deaths every year are associated with these issues. Additionally, according to National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, 40% of American workers said their job is very or extremely stressful, with 25% pointing at work as their number one stressor in life. 75% of employees asserted that the problem of workplace stress is much more serious than it was for previous generation. So how to decide? Life is rarely about choosing between black and white. There's a lot of things to consider before you decide to quit your job. In order for your choice to be reasonable and eventually good for you, you have to ask yourself whether you enjoy your role and how much satisfaction, appreciation, and support you feel. And when it comes to relationships with people you work with, try to assess their quality. Additionally, one more important fact is whether you have ambitions in the chosen field. Do you want to advance in this career, or would you easily give up your job in order to find something new? Remember that quitting is your personal choice, but it's always good to consider all your options and maybe ask a mentor or a trusted colleague for advice. Before making up your mind, you should reflect on the possible reasons behind your discomfort. And if you do decide that it is time to change your job, Dothwaite recommends do your research, find out as much as you can about your options. Reflect on what is important to you, what goals you have for your future, and what may be the potential loss and gains from changing jobs. Now, for the last part, she says, it may also be helpful to come up with a list of pros and cons. How to try to resolve the issue. You may acknowledge that you feel uncomfortable at your workplace, but still not be ready to toss away your job. Sometimes it can be useful to actually try to find a solution to whatever issues you have instead of quitting. First of all, once again, determine the reasons behind your discomfort and try to assess how long this has been going on for. And she says, we all have to tolerate some level of discomfort at times, but this should not be long-standing, and you should certainly not feel distressed at work. And she says that if this is the case, you should seek advice from your manager or HR department to consider what options you have to resolve the issue. And this is by Daria Bedenko-Sputnik. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Finally, support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box